Hi guys, today let's see how to make custom validators with Angular 2. This is slightly different post since I'll be doing this entire tutorial on Angular 2. So far I have posted videos only on Ionic 2 as of how to build apps using Ionic 2 or simple concepts using Ionic 2. Today I thought maybe I'd go with Angular 2. I'll explain this with Angular 2 because once you understand this with the Angular 2 concept, you can easily implement it in Ionic 2 as well, or for that matter you could implement it across any Angular 2 based frameworks as well. So yeah, let's get started. First of all, let me make a new directory, custom validators. Okay, so for this project we'll be using a seed app. The seed app we can easily get from the Angular website itself. So let's see. See, download the quick start source. Yeah, we'll get that. I'll be using TypeScript here, guys. It will look somewhat similar to ECMAScript 6 as well, ES6 as well. So you'd easily get it if you know ES6. I could have gone with right from the beginning on how to learn AngularJS or step-by-step tutorial on AngularJS or something like that. But since already I've been posting a lot of videos on Ionic 2, you would have by now got the structure or the architecture of an AngularJS application, and you would have got a basic insight on it. So I thought why not just go ahead and start with the concepts. So today I thought maybe I could show you how to build custom validators for forms. It'll come in handy because forms are used in a lot of web projects. So I thought instead of teaching Angular 2 from the start as again, I will straight ahead jump into the validator concept. Okay, so we'll just run npm install. Just a minute. I'll go ahead and pause here, guys, so that you guys could have, you guys need not wait. Yeah, it's done, guys, as you can see. So to build a form, first we'll just be using this bootstrap material design style sheet, so that we could get a more beautiful form. So I'll go ahead and install this npm install. Okay, while this is installing, let's go ahead and open up. I'm using Visual Studio, VS Code, as you can see here, and here's our folder, the one which we cloned right now, and you could see that it follows the typical Angular 2 application architecture. It has a main.ts file which bootstraps the app component. App component is nothing but the class exported from here. It has a separate app.component.ts file, and once when we run this file, the TypeScript files will get compiled into JS files, and those files will be loaded into our web app using this light server, and then we'll get a page saying my first Angular 2 app. This is what's going to happen. It's a typical Angular 2 seed application which we took from their website. So how are we going to build our validators in this, right? That's the question now. Okay, now that this is done, right? Yeah, this is done. Okay, now that this is done, first of all, let us go ahead and include those bootstrap material design files here. So what should we do as per their documentation? We need to copy these come from CDN, right? So we can just copy this, also comes from CDN. Just copy that straight away, or we'll do one thing, we'll copy everything straight away and then remove whatever we don't want. I'm going to index.html and material design fonts, bootstrap material design. Okay, now this CSS bootstrap material design, which is this. I have it here, right? Bootstrap material design, and inside this I have bootstrap material design CSS. Okay, so what I need to do is node_modules bootstrap material design. This is the name of the directory, and this bootstrap material design CSS. Okay. These rest of them come from CDNs, so we need not worry about that. As long as we have internet connection, we'll get those files. So okay, we have added it, right? So let's go ahead and compile this and see if it runs first. And we run npm start. Yeah, there you go. Now you could see that the template which we wrote in app.component.ts, where is it? See, my first Angular 2 app that's been loaded, right? So we'll use Chrome from now on. Localhost. Okay. So now let's go ahead and build our form first. Form, maybe we could build it in a separate file and then form.html form. And since we are using the bootstrap material design framework, I think we could make use of a few classes from there. Div class equal to form group. If you are familiar with bootstrap, you would obviously know all the form classes which you use to construct a form. And inside this I will have a label class equal to control label, I guess. Yeah, control label for we will have two fields, guys, username and a password, right? Okay, username and username label. And second thing is we didn't write the input yet, right? Input class equal to this would be form control and the type would be text. Okay, and then we'll close the div. We'll go ahead and create exactly one more thing like this. This would be password. Okay, let's see if the front end reflects this. Okay, now we get a username and a password, right? Two fields. Now this is in the block format, right? It covers the entire screen. So let's make it a little more user friendly or customer facing. So what we are going to do is do class equal to row, and we are making use of the inbuilt bootstrap grid structure. Call md4 sorry okay, now if we see, now we see the two fields are just 1/3 of the screen, right? You know what, we could easily bring it to the center, I guess. Call md4 divides the screen into three equal columns. That is, the grid structure has 12 columns, the bootstrap grid structure, and columns are just imaginary spaces. And then md4 means up to 4th column, and then from the 4th column to next 4th column, then 8th column, that is, and then the 12th column. So 3 equal columns. So we can easily move this to center. Okay, now we have a form with two fields, right? So First of all, as you can see, there is no validation, right? Let's go ahead and create validation for this. For that we need 4 components. They are control, and then control group, and then form builder, and then validators. Validators contain the default inbuilt validators from Angular 2/common. Okay, now let's use these in our app to build validators. First of all, we'll just create a form field. This will be of type control group, and then we'll write a constructor. Constructor will have a reference to the form builder, and I'm going to make use of this dot form equal to form builder dot group, username, password. Okay, so we have 2 controls, the username control and the password control. This is grouped inside a control group. The control group name is form. Okay, now we'll map this to our form.html file so that it looks like a model driven form. So to do that, first we'll use the ng form model equal to form. This is this one. Okay, now we need to map these two there, right? Controls. So ng control equal to, no, first of all we need IDs, right? So that the labels can map. ID username, and here it will be ID password. Okay, now what's that? Form control type text ID username, ng control equal to username, and then we'll have a local variable here for, I'll show you why this is used, where this is used. Username equal to, for now you just understand, keep in mind that it's just a local variable, ng form. Okay, similarly I need to create one here, ng control equal to password, hash password equal to ng form. Okay, now this is connected to the app.component.ts. Let's write the validators first. First of all, I'll do a inbuilt validator for username so that you could get the idea. So the default, and then validators. This takes 3 arguments, guys. The array default, first argument is the default, second argument is the custom validators, whatever validator we write, third one is the async validators. We'll see what's async validator as we move on. So validators dot required, this is the required validator. If it's not filled up, it will show username is required. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll come to the, we'll save that, we'll save this, then we'll come to form.html, and then we need a small alert or a warning like thing that to show us that this is needed, right? So do class equal to alert danger. These are all bootstrap classes, guys. You could, since you are using bootstrap-material, maybe. So this is the thing which we are trying to create. Oh snap, submitting in the red color one, right? That's the one we are trying to create. And if you click here, you can see the code, right? Alert danger. I have used dismissible as simply a class to let you know that this could be dismissed off with a simple click. But we are not going to make use of that here, since this is just a validator, and you can't dismiss off the error shown during validation, form validation, right? So we are not going to make use of that. Let's proceed with strong username is required strong, and then we'll close this div. And then when should we show this? Whenever the username is not filled up, right? ngif username not valid, so not username dot valid. Okay, now this username, right? This comes from this local variable in order to reference this control. So yeah, let's see how this works. Username is required. Oh, this thing covers up the entire thing. I have done some mistake probably. Let's see what I have done. Okay, this belongs to that, and this still belongs to nothing in particular. Okay, that be possible. Oh, this is /2, right? Okay, now you can see that since the username is not filled up here, username is required is showing up. Once I fill up the username, that thing vanishes, right? You can see this, right? So whenever the form is loaded, also this alert is being showed up, right? This should not be the case. When the form is loaded up, it should be clean and pristine. Only when we bring the username into focus and leave without entering the username, that alert should be triggered, right? So in order to do that, we'll just compose this inside another div, which should be checking if the username is touched. If username is touched, that is if it's true, then it should be filled. That's the whole concept here. Just save it. See, now the username and password are blank. Once I bring this into focus and then try to move away, it is showing username is required. If I type something, it goes away, right? This is an inbuilt validator. That is the required validator mentioning that this field is required and it should be filled. Now let's see how to make a custom validator, our own validators, and then use it in our form. So for our example, I'll be building a custom validator that will check if an underscore is present in the username field. That is, the username field should have a underscore. If it doesn't have an underscore, we need to throw up an error. That's what we are going to do now. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll do that in a separate file, that is custom validator.ts, and then here I'll export class custom validator, and then inside this I'll have a static method, static underscore check. I'll reference the control here. Oh, control, I should import it, right? Import control. Sorry guys, I mispressed the button. Import control. Import a control from Angular to common. Angular to /common. Okay. Now custom validator static underscore check control. If control dot value dot index of underscore greater than or equal to 0. You get what I'm doing here, right? I'm checking whether an underscore is present inside control dot value. If it's present there, then the answer would be obviously greater than or equal to 0, which means our username is correct. In that case, I am just returning null. Return null. If it's not present, return underscore not found true. I'm returning an object with a key value pair. That is, it will have underscore not found and the value is a boolean which is true. Okay, I'm setting the error in short terms. Okay, now we need to make use of this here, right? App component. So we need to have two validators for username. One is the required validator and the another one is the underscore check validator, which we wrote just now. To do that, we can just use a validators.compose function, and this will take an array. The first one is the validators.required. Second one is the thing which we wrote custom. Oh, custom, we didn't import that, right? So import custom validator from Angular, not Angular, which we wrote custom validator. Okay, now we can use the thing from there. What was that? Custom validator dot email, not email check. What was that? custom validator dot underscore. Sorry guys, I forgot it. Underscore check. Okay. We'll go to form.html and then here I need to check for two things. One is the required thing, the other one is the, what was that, underscore not found thing. So first username dot touched, here itself I'll write the required thing, and username dot errors dot required. We'll remove this. Instead of here we'll get username dot errors dot what was that, underscore not found. Okay. Yeah, in this case what should we, username should have an underscore. This is what our message should be, right? Okay, now if it is not filled up, then we need to show a not filled message, right? So we'll do that also. Username dot touched. Okay, here we'll do, what we'll do is we'll take this, put it here. There is a not sign. So now if it's touched, then what we'll have is to just copy paste this. And the username dot errors dot required. Username is required. You get it, right? If it is an error and if it's not an username dot requires dot error, then it should be the underscore thing, right? So we are checking that, and here we are just checking if it's a username dot errors dot required. That is the valid condition, right? So let's see if this works. If this works, first of all I'm trying to just go ahead. Username is required, validator kicks in. Now I'll just type something. Username should have underscore, validator kicks in, right? So it goes fine. Now if I add an underscore, this should disappear, right? Why is it not disappearing? What have I missed here? Oh yeah, this should show up only if there are errors, right? Once I add the underscore, all the errors will go, and username dot errors if exist. Okay, so if I just the username dot is required, validator kicks in. If I just give as username should have an underscore kicks in, and then if I give underscore, no errors kicks in because both our validators conditions are satisfied, right? So this is how we write a custom validator. So we can write a custom validator for anything according to our needs in our forms. So the next thing I will show you is how to write an async validator. Async validator literally means that you are performing an async operation, that is calling the server to check for something, and then based on the server's response you show up an error message here. That's what you're doing. So this is mainly used whenever you check whether the username is unique or something, or email is already present in the database or something like that. So let's go ahead and create an async validator so that you would get a better understanding of what I'm saying. So let's go to custom validator.ts, make another thing exactly like this. Now we'll check whether the username is unique or not. So user unique check. Okay, control. Here I'll set it as user not. Okay, and here we usually use promises, right? For async calls we use promises. So I'll go ahead and create a promise, and this will have resolve and then inside the promise, just to simulate async call, I'll maybe write something inside a set timeout so that it happens after specified time and not immediately. That would give us an impression that server's processing server call is happening, right? That's the only reason. Okay, inside the timeout function, if control dot value equals something Steve maybe, then return this should come there. This is not return, right? This is a promise. We resolve promises. Resolve. User dot not unique, true. Okay. Else resolve null. Resolve null. Okay. Now this will take around 2000 is 2 seconds, right? Okay, now we have a async function, that is a promise which makes a server call. Imagine that it makes a server call here, guys, and then usually to REST API, and then we'll use this validator inside our form. To do that, async validators would be the third argument, as I first mentioned, for this username array. Username is a control. It is an array which takes an argument, set of arguments. The first argument would be the default argument. The second one would be the custom validators which we wrote. The third one would be the async validators. So this would be comma. What was the thing which we wrote? Custom validator dot user unique check. Yeah, user unique check. We'll just maybe hit enter here, so that you can user unique check. Okay, now we'll just save this, go back to our form.html, and then here we'll add one more ng if, which will fire up whenever the user is not. Instead of copying this, I think we should copy this. Username dot errors dot user unique check, and username is already present. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, first of all, username, if we didn't fill it up, username is required is coming up. If we fill it up with something, maybe Tom, it should have an underscore, and Tom is a unique name because we are not using it anywhere. And the password, oh, we didn't add an underscore to our validator, right? Steve and underscore. Okay, I will save this. So now if I just type Steve underscore, the user validator should kick in, right? Let's see where we went wrong. It takes 2 seconds, then user not unique show throws up, and I am just using this username.errors.user user not unique. This is user not unique. Save this. Username is required validator shows up. Typing some other name and give underscore, nothing shows up. This is unique. So, but if we type Steve underscore, after 2 seconds it shows username is already present, right? That is, it processes and then comes back and shows username is already present. So this is how we write a async validator. So yeah, this is what I wanted to show you guys today. And we could also have a spinner to denote for async validators. Let's see if we have a spinner here. If we do, I'll show that as well. We don't seem to be having a spinner. Okay, we have these wonderful panels. Why don't we try one of them for our panel primary, panel heading, and then panel body. Just 3 classes. Panel primary and class equal to panel heading sign up form, div class equal to panel body. Okay, so we'll close this to here. Okay, let's see if this works. Yeah, wow, the panel is wonderful, right? But the panel shows blue color, whereas they have given this color for anyway. That's not the point of. Okay, this is how you write custom validators using Angular 2, guys. So the thing is, you could use the same for your forms which you write in your Ionic 2 apps, in the mobile apps, or any other framework which is based on Angular 2. You could use the same procedure to write custom validators. I hope I have explained it a bit clearly here. In between there were many errors, and I fixed those errors, and then I was sitting and debugging. Yeah, there were a lot of things, but finally we learned something, right? So yeah, that's all I wanted to show you guys. If you like the video and found it useful, kindly subscribe to my channel and hit the thumbs up button, so that it would be sort of motivation for me. And you could style this up to your heart's content. I was just trying out this bootstrap material framework and decided to use this for this tutorial, so that I could not only show this to you guys, but also I could learn some from it, right? And I could learn from it, right? So that's why I was using this today. So yeah, that's it, guys, and I thank everyone for watching my videos. I could see that the video views count is increasing day by day, and I'll continue to make more good videos on the concepts like server calls, CRUD functions, and everything using Angular 2. And then once I have completed all these techniques, I'll show you maybe how to write big apps using Angular 2 or Ionic 2 if I'm writing a mobile app. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Thanks for watching my videos. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.